Why do many elderly folks appear to dim after 80? Even those who were vibrant and thriving just years earlier often start to wane. The reality is, most assume that what occurs past 80 is solely due to heredity or chance. But that's far from the full picture. In this video, we'll explore 5 surprising causes, often ignored and seldom discussed, that reveal why numerous seniors find it hard to live long or remain healthy beyond 80. These aren't the typical culprits like nutrition, tobacco, or fitness. These are deeper, more nuanced elements that often go unnoticed, even in those who've done most things correctly. The encouraging news. Once you understand what they are, you can take action to address them. So, if you've ever pondered what truly hinders longevity past 80 and how to shield against it while there's still time, stick with me until this video's end, as these 5 surprising causes might just help you alter how you age before it's too late. Now, let's dive in. Number 1. Loss of microsocial connection. One of the initial and most neglected reasons many seniors don't thrive past 80 is the subtle fading of what specialists term microsocial connection. These aren't your close bonds or family reunions. Those remain vital, naturally, but rather the brief, seemingly trivial exchanges that once filled your daily routine without you even noticing. Consider how often you used to greet the delivery person, share a quick laugh with the clerk at the shop, or wave to the neighbor strolling their pet across the road. Those small moments of contact weren't just pleasant. They were calming your nervous system, reinforcing your sense of community, and keeping your brain's social circuits sharp and active. But after 80, many seniors stop visiting stores themselves. They order online or rely on family for help. They cease chatting with strangers because their hearing isn't as sharp, or they avoid walking outside simply because the weather's too chilly or their joints feel unsteady. When those tiny social interactions begin to vanish, so does something else: vitality. What's fascinating is that most don't even notice it's happening. They think they're just streamlining life. But they're actually removing the subtle social exchanges that boost brain function, lift spirits, and signal to the body that it's still part of the vibrant, breathing everyday world. It doesn't need to be complex. I've known men in their 80s who stayed sharp simply by strolling to the same cafe each morning, greeting the same staff, and nodding to the same few people on the street. That 5-minute burst of human connection wasn't just habit, it was lifeline. It gave their day structure, kept them accountable, and made them feel visible. There's a biological toll when this vanishes. The brain perceives loneliness, both the deep and subtle kinds of stress. It alters hormone levels, increases inflammation, and weakens immunity. Most critically, it starts to shrink the brain's networks responsible for memory, focus, and emotional balance. In simple terms, it makes you feel older, faster. So, if you've noticed you're not chatting as much with others during the day, or if you've stopped running small errands, ceased starting casual talks, or begun feeling unseen in your community, it's time to reverse that. Those moments of connection, even the ones that seem minor, are quietly telling your brain and body you still matter. You're still part of something. That message is one of the most potent remedies for staying alive, not just in years, but in spirit. Number 2. Overly cautious inactivity. Another hidden reason many don't thrive past 80 is something that seems like prudence on the surface: being cautious. But there's a thin line between caution and excessive wariness, and once crossed, the effects are rarely instant, but always build up. It often starts with good intentions. Perhaps you tripped on the stairs once or nearly lost balance on the pavement, so you choose to reduce walking outside, avoid bending for low shelves, or climbing into a car's back seat. You sit more and stay seated longer. Those around you praise your caution. Don't overdo it, they say. Take it easy. Before you know it, you've built a life that's safe but static. Here's what few discuss. When movement halts, so does strength, not just in your legs or arms, but in your coordination, balance, and inner stability. Your body isn't a machine that rests to stay efficient. It's like a garden needing care. When activity dwindles to a trickle, things don't stay steady, they weaken. One of the first areas impacted is the core. Most don't realize how vital those deep trunk muscles are for everything standing, walking, lifting, even rising from a chair. If unused, even for weeks, they shrink. When they shrink, your balance falters, you start to wobble, and the cycle worsens. I knew a man named Walter, 82, who stopped his evening strolls after slipping once on a wet day. No fractures. Just a scare, but that was enough. He went from walking a mile nightly to sitting and watching TV most evenings. Within 6 months, he lost 10 pounds of muscle. His legs felt unsteady. His doctor cautioned him, but the damage had begun. Walter didn't stop because he was weak. He grew weak because he stopped. I'm not suggesting ignoring real risks. There are wise ways to stay safe using handrails, wearing sturdy shoes, clearing paths, or even using a cane if needed. But there's a difference between managing risk and yielding to it. When fear governs your movements, your body forgets how to move altogether. So, if you've noticed you're doing less not because you physically can't, but because you're wary of what might happen, pay attention. Ask yourself, am I safeguarding myself? Or am I slowly fading? Staying alive past 80 isn't just about avoiding falls, it's about continuing to move. Even if more cautiously, slowly, deliberately, movement reminds the body it's still needed. It keeps systems active, the brain alert, and the heart pumping. With purpose. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating quality content to inform and inspire. Now, let's move on. Number 3. Disrupted sleep patterns. From irregular light exposure, your body has a silent clock that doesn't tick but controls nearly everything: your mood, metabolism, immune system, even how your brain repairs itself at night. After 80, this internal clock, your circadian rhythm, becomes highly sensitive. One major reason it falters: insufficient daylight and excessive nighttime light. You might not notice initially. Perhaps you've started napping more in the afternoon, sun, or stopped going outside regularly, especially in colder months. You might turn on the TV at night or keep lights on late while reading or watching films. Each change seems minor, but together, they quietly confuse your body about when to be alert and when to rest. The body relies on natural light for rhythm. Bright morning light signals your brain to wake, move, and energize, while darkness at night triggers melatonin, the hormone prepping you for deep, restorative sleep. But when your eyes miss daytime light or your evenings are filled with artificial brightness from screens or lamps, your internal signals scramble. You might struggle to fall or stay asleep, wake feeling groggy despite 8 hours in bed, or find your energy or memory faltering. Over time, sleep disruption impacts more than energy. It weakens immunity, destabilizes mood, and raises cognitive decline risk. There's also vitamin D, which your body makes from sunlight. After 80, your skin's ability to produce it drops, making outdoor exposure critical. Without it, your bones, muscles, and immunity suffer. I once met Helen, 84, who felt increasingly tired and disoriented. Her blood tests were fine, her diet unchanged, no new medications. The solution? Her doctor suggested 20 minutes each morning by an open window and turning off screens an hour before bed. Within 2 weeks, her sleep, memory, and mood improved, not from a pill, but from light. So, if you've been staying indoors with curtains drawn or your evenings are filled with phone or TV light, it's time to adjust. Try getting outside soon after waking, even briefly on your porch, letting your eyes and skin absorb morning light. At night, dim lights to help your body wind down. These gentle rhythms are more than comfort, they're survival. The body doesn't just age from where it ages from disarray, from systems out of sync. Restoring light cues, sleep schedules, and daily rhythms tells your body, even at 85, we're still on track. Still moving, still here. Number 4. Emotional bottling from loss and solitude. By their 80s, many have faced more loss than younger folks can fathom: a partner, sibling, close friend, sometimes even a child. While the world may offer sympathy, what's rarely recognized is how these losses pile up not just in memory, but in the body. What often happens after 80 isn't just grief, it's emotional bottling. The quiet habit of swallowing pain instead of voicing it, of wearing a brave face because you feel you should be accustomed to it, or because no one truly grasps your loss's depth. But the body doesn't forget. Unprocessed, grief unspoken, unshared, unfelt, doesn't vanish, it lingers. Over time, this emotional burden turns physical, affecting immunity, digestion, sleep, altering hormones, and keeping your nervous system in quiet tension. The hardest part, it's silent. You might seem calm, say you're fine, but if your shoulders feel heavier, your breathing shallower, your spark dimmer, grief might be why, even if unvoiced for years. I recall George, 86, who lost his wife of 60 years. He didn't weep much, said it wasn't his style, claimed he was okay. But within a year, he lost weight, stopped visiting the senior center, and struggled to sleep, not from illness, but from carrying unexpressed sorrow. Emotional pain doesn't need drama to harm, and by the time it affects health, the link isn't always clear. What keeps people thriving past 80 often isn't just physical strength, it's emotional release. Having safe outlets for sadness, fear, or longing. Saying I miss her, I'm still upset, or I feel alone without judgment. That release lets the heart breathe, and when it breathes, the body heals. Long-lived people often have outlets: a trusted friend, journal, faith, community group, or therapist, to unpack decades-old stories. Whatever the form, the principle holds. What's expressed transforms. What's buried festers. So if you've been holding something in not by choice, but because you didn't know where to place it, make space. Not just for emotions, but for life. The heart can only bear so much before quietly shutting down, and to thrive past 80, not just breathing, but alive, you must let it feel. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us keep creating quality content to inform and inspire. Now, let's proceed. Number 5. Gradual loss of daily meaning. One of the most subtle reasons many don't flourish past 80 is the slow erosion of something often overlooked until gone: daily meaning. Not grand life purpose, but the simple kind that gets you out of bed with something to do, somewhere to go, someone to see. Meaning doesn't need to be grand, can be watering plants before the sun heats up, feeding the stray cat by your door, writing a note to your grandchild, or fixing a gate's hinge. But when these small routines slip away, when mornings arrive without reason to move, and evenings pass without reflection, something inside quietly dims. The body follows the mind. And when the mind sees no reason to push forward, the body follows, fades, movement slows, and systems regulating health quiet down. Not because they're broken, but because they're waiting for a reason to reactivate. It's easy to miss, as it happens gradually. Perhaps your weekly card game ended. Your community group stopped meeting, family visits dwindled, or your volunteer role ceased when your joints ached. You tell yourself it's normal, part of aging. But you feel it days blending, each quieter than the last. I once met Ruth, 88, who seemed more vibrant than many half her age. She wasn't rich, in perfect health, or surrounded by family, but she had routine Mondays. She wrote postcards to teens Thursdays. She made soup for a shelter. Daily, she watched kids walk home from school, waving, knowing their names. It wasn't glamorous, but it gave her days texture, her heart rhythm, her life continuity. The secret: the body stays alive when it feels needed. Even small purpose fuels. Cells to repair, organs to function, the brain to learn. Without relevance, when you feel your presence doesn't matter, the flame dims. Those thriving past 80 with vitality often have daily anchors: a garden, pet, journal, ritual, call, or prayer. It's not the scale but the consistency, knowing there's a reason to rise. If you feel adrift, days shapeless, don't ignore it. It's a signal your body seeks rhythm, structure, connection. Meaning. Longevity isn't just a beating heart, it's a heart wanting to beat. That quiet desire to keep going, stay connected, still matter carries people past 80 into full lives. Final thoughts. As we close this video, I want to share a simple, potent truth. Most don't dim after 80 from one moment. It's not a diagnosis, fall, or birthday that shifts everything. It's the slow fading of habits, rhythms, and reasons to stay engaged, often so subtle you don't notice until something feels dimmer. The good news: just as these shifts happen slowly, they can be reversed. Slowly, one walk, one chat at the shop, one morning stretch, one act a day, for structure, connection, or meaning. Reflect on the 5 surprising causes which shocked you most, felt too familiar, or are you ready to act on, even small, today. You have more power than you think, not to halt aging, but to shape how you age. By guarding rhythms, protecting purpose, and feeling what needs feeling, you can live beyond 80, fully, deeply, on your terms. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love your thoughts. Comment below with one thing you learned and how you'll apply it. Your insights matter to us, so share freely. Your comments fuel our motivation. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us keep creating quality content to inform and inspire.